Hello and welcome back to my channel and to today's video where I have to be honest, I have been desperate to start talking about the autumn season. So I have decided to do like an early autumn try on for Marks and Spencer, which you guys know by now is one of my favourite British brands. So I'm going to start off with, again, I've broken this down into categories because I'm a bit meticulous and I like to do that. So I'm going to start off with my first category, which is outerwear. And admittedly, there hasn't been a lot of outerwear that's dropped so far, but there have been some key pieces like this trench coat. And there was actually two trench coats. I opted for this one because it is a much darker colour than the more sort of traditional sandy colour trench that you tend to get. The other one was the more traditional sandy colour, but this one really jumped out at me. And what I also like about this one is that it's single-breasted rather than that double-breasted style. Now this is available in sizes 6 to 24, which is a decent size range. One thing that I did find interesting is that it isn't available in different lengths, so it just comes in this one length. Now in terms of fabric, it's 98% cotton and 2% elastin, so it does have like a little element of stretch to it, and that also gives it a little bit more softness as well. And then the lining is sadly 100% polyester, which is a little bit of a letdown, I must say, because Marks and Sparks have started using more viscose and lyocell and those kind of fabrics, and it'd be nice to see more of those introduced into lining rather than polyester. But aside from that, it's a really beautiful piece. It's also got their, what do they call it, stormwear. So this is shower resistant, and they have something called their stormwear technology, which I believe is just a coating, and it will make this fabric shower resistant. By no means waterproof, but if you get stuck in a little shower, then you're at least going to be dry. Right, on to my second piece of outerwear. This is a blazer, because it wouldn't be an Emma Hill try on without having a blazer. And the fabric, it's actually a really nice slinky fabric because it is predominantly viscose. So it's 94% viscose and then 6% polyester. Now this is a really nice cut. It's a straight cut. And that is my personal preference for a blazer. I don't really like things that nip in at the waist and then go out. I don't like things which are fitted. And I have upsized in this by one size to a size 12. I originally bought the 10 because it is not really a fitted blazer, but I just felt like I wanted a little bit more slouch to it. And with a blazer, they're just so versatile. Again, not in any way limited to autumn, just a really good piece, whether you have a workwear wardrobe that you need to sort of integrate that into, or even just for dressing up a pair of jeans or wearing with some tailored trousers, but then adding some trainers for a bit more of a sports luxe vibe. They're so incredibly versatile, so always a really worthwhile piece. And actually this is really nicely made. You've got the little back vent there as well. The fabric is nice and soft. Just a really good item to have in a wardrobe, and it will work very hard for you as well. Right, now I'm going to move on to my next category, which is trousers, and I'm going to start off with these camel trousers with a little side stripe. Now, admittedly, these aren't new for this season. These have actually been around since maybe autumn, or it might have been winter season, because I've seen them in stores every time I go in there. They never have my size, but it looks like they've actually started to restock them. So I think that these are going to be more of like a permanent fixture, and these are going to come around again for this autumn winter season. So they're a really kind of sports luxe vibe, but I think you could still get away with them as proper workwear if you have a workwear wardrobe. They do have the comfort factor, which is one thing I really like about Marks and Sparks trousers. They have a lot of elasticated waists. Now I know it gives a very casual vibe to a trouser, and that's definitely sort of how I would wear these, because I don't need a very smart sort of tailored workwear wardrobe, so I can dress them down with trainers and an oversized knit or a basic and a blazer. But I think there is a way to definitely dress them up for workwear if you have to kind of wear things which are a bit smarter. Right, my next pair of trousers I actually bought in 2 colours, although they come in 3 colours. So this sort of dark grey, which has a little bit of a bluey tint to it, and then this deep green colour. Now again, these come in 3 different leg lengths, a really good size variation within each of those leg lengths as well. I have gone for the long option, but they are still a little bit cropped even on me being the long. So I think that's actually the style that they're supposed to be, is a slightly cropped cargo trouser. Now in terms of fabric, they're really soft. They do have a lot going on, so they're definitely a more casual trouser, but I think it's the sort of thing you could wear with like a stripy t-shirt. I've actually got a striped sweatshirt, which I will probably try on with these in the cutaways and style them that way. Pair of trainers, be a really good sort of school run outfit if you've got kids and you do a school run, or just a casual weekend outfit. And a nice, I think, transitional piece, not just from summer to autumn, but also for maybe spring to summer, when the weather sort of is in that in-betweeny phase. I think these are a really good option. Now, I'm a fan of the fabric on these. I did just start to talk about fabric and got sidetracked. It's really soft. It's 52% lyocell and then the rest is cotton. So there's no polyester in these. They've got that really sort of slinky feel to them, but at the same time they feel very appropriate for being more of like a cargo trouser. Okay, next up I've got some crepe trousers in navy. These also come in black, which is another really good cool colour, but then they also come in pink, and it's like a Barbie pink. It's very bold. It's quite an unusual colour for a very core pair of trousers to come in, but I don't know, maybe pink is a trend for this season. I'm not entirely sure. I don't keep up to date with trends, if I'm being honest. You guys know that about me. But these are a really nice pair of trousers. I will start off with the fact that they are 100% polyester, because that's what crepe fabric is. It's always polyester. But I think that fabric actually works really well for this particular pair of trousers. They've got the slightly elasticated section on the back, but then at the front, it's more like a smart jogger. So they've got the tie waist here, which keeps them a little bit more casual, but then they just flow down into these really beautiful wide legs with that central pleat. So for me, it's one of those pairs of trousers which kind of smartens up an outfit, but again, it's the sort that you can wear with a pair of trainers and a blazer or a chunky sweatshirt or chunky knit in sort of the autumn season. And yeah, these are often what I would say are my go-to kind of trousers just for day-to-day wear. Okay, next I've got a pair of chinos. This is the light colour, but they do also come in black. They also come in those 3 leg lengths again. And one thing that I like about these, because M&S actually have a few different forms of chinos. I think there's about 3 or maybe even 4 different styles of chino trouser. These ones are the newest ones to be released. And fair enough, I think chinos are more of a summer trouser, spring, summer, but I think again, it's one of those transitional pieces which can definitely see you through from summer through to autumn as well, especially if a chino trouser is very much sort of your style and your vibe. But what I like about these is that thing that M&S does really well. They make them look smart at the front, but add that comfort at the back with the sheared elasticated waist. They're a really nice shape, these ones. They're not a slim fitting chino. They are more of like a carrot leg fitting, so they have a bit more volume in them, which I quite like. So these are the sort of thing that I would, again, more than likely pair with a pair of trainers and a chunky oversized knit. Although I did wear them the other day with a linen shirt because we are still technically in summer. So yeah, it's one of those things that can kind of cross over in between the seasons. Right, and next up are a pair of cotton rich joggers, but these are a smarter jogger. They are a jersey, so they are more of a jogger fabric, but then they have this like tuxedo stripe which runs down each side of the leg, so it gives it that sort of sports luxe vibe. And I picked these up because I thought, do you know what, these would be a really good, again, sort of school run option, because I know lots of you guys have kids around that age where you are doing a school run, and yeah, I like to kind of pick things up which I think would be equally as suitable for you guys as they would to me. They'd be the sort of thing that I'd probably wear if I was going to go do a food shop. You just want to throw something on that's nice and comfortable, but at the same time you can sort of dress them up, elevate them. Let's use the cliche word again. So waistband wise, it is elasticated, but it's not sheared. So it is a little bit more like a smarter jogger, and then you do also have that little tie there. It's also got the pinch pleat, which runs along the center. So rather than it being an ironed pleat, it is actually sewn. So it almost looks like it's been piped down the center. So you're never gonna lose that pleat. You won't have to re-iron it in. So in terms of practicality and sort of wardrobe upkeep, if you like, they're not going to take much to maintain this style. Right, moving on to my next category, still technically trousers, but I'm going to move on to denim. And these are the famous carrot jeans. I think these have gone viral. I don't know where and why or how, but I know that they've been incredibly popular. They're very difficult to get certain sizes in, and I literally stumbled, because I wanted to feature these in today's video, but I stumbled across a 10 regular because I couldn't find a 10 long anywhere, all sold out online. And one thing I will say about Marks and Spencer is if they know they've got a good seller, they will restock. So if you're buying something online, make sure you use that sort of size notification box where you input in your email, you tap the size that you want, and then you will get an email to notify you. And I also do it when I'm logged in, so I've got my Sparks card on there as well. I often get a notification on the Sparks app, and I have a feeling they're going to fully restock this particular style of jeans. Now, M&S jeans, I think, is one of their strong points. I think they're very well priced. These ones in particular, because not all of their denim range. And actually I was considering doing a whole Marks and Spencer denim try on, trying every single style that they have. If that's something you'd like to see and me sort of do a comparison, hear my opinions, let me know down in the comment section below. But this particular style of denim feels like proper denim. It feels like Levi's denim. So it's 99% cotton, but adding in that 1% elastin, which Levi's denim tends to be 100% cotton, especially in their older styles of like 501s. But M&S have added in that 1% of elastin in there, so it does give them a very slight bit of stretch, which I think can often make all the difference when it comes to comfort. And now on to my ultimate and my very favourite pair of jeans from Marks and Spencer, and I have two of their new colourways here. It is the boyfriend jean, and I actually have, I think I'm a bit too low on the camera, but I actually have the lighter colourway, which has got the ripped knee, which I've had for a while, of the same style, the boyfriend. So they are called the boyfriend ankle grazer, and they often come as a turn up. However, they are not sewn as a turn up. So you can turn them down, wear them full length, you can cuff them yourself by tucking them in, or you can just do the turn up. Now, fabric wise, they are the same 99% cotton, and again, that 1% elastin. So the similar or the same denim as the carrot jeans. They've got that element of stretch in there, which again adds to comfort. Once more, really good range of sizes, 6 to 24 in the regular length, and then they also have the short leg length and the long leg length. I go for the long, which will be no surprise there, but I absolutely love these jeans. I find them so comfortable. I find them so easy to wear, so easy to style. They make me feel good about my body. Yeah, I can't rave enough about these jeans. And now with new colourways, yes. Okay, it's getting warmer. Let's move on to my next category, which is shirts. And I wanted to share this shirt because I had a feeling it might be popular. Something about stripes that pull me in every time. I'm such a sucker for stripes. This shirt comes in two different colourways. It comes in this really beautiful green colour. Green wouldn't normally be a colour that I would pick up, but I saw this and I just thought, I don't know, there's something just that I was drawn to. It's a really beautiful colour. Not too in your face, but definitely is a colour, which is change for me. We're embracing change over here, everyone. And then it also comes in this sort of off-white creamy colour with a navy stripe. I mean, that is just music to my ears. A navy stripe. Now, I think these would be really good workwear pieces, but equally they could be those items which you can dress down and wear with the carrot jeans, the boyfriend jeans, and a pair of trainers. Again, to kind of elevate up sort of casual pieces. It's always been my ethos to mix in those smarter, maybe more tailored pieces with casual items like jeans and trainers, because it's a good way to get that even balance and elevate an outfit and make you feel a bit less sort of slobby. That's what I always say, and it sounds a bit harsh, but that is often my ethos for when I'm putting an outfit together. Now on to my favourite category, always, of autumn winter, and that is knitwear. Now technically this also crosses over into shirts, which is why I've kind of put this running after the shirts, because this is a knitted shirt, fully buttons up top to bottom, in one of my favourite and go-to neutral colours. Obviously I'm a big fan of any neutral, whatever the shade or tone, but this is a really beautiful, it's kind of a beigey, minky sort of colour. And the fabric is really, really soft. It's 51% viscose, 20% polyester, and then 20% polyamide. So there is a bit of a mix in there. Might actually help to have some more of those artificial fibres in there just to give it a bit more longevity and washability, because sometimes viscose, full viscose fabric items can, it's not so much the washing, it's the drying. You have to be careful with how you dry them because they can shrink. But yeah, the fabric is really nice and soft. I think this is a good item for if you needed something a bit smarter for work, but something with a little bit more warmth, because it is collared. So I know that collar often means smarter. I think it could be worn with a pair of tailored trousers. It's also a good piece for layering. I suppose you could also wear it open more like a cardigan as well. But yes, that is my first piece of knitwear, sizes 6 to 24 in this one. Right, the next two items, this is the same, but I just picked it up in two colours to try on and share with you guys. And this is the first time that I've heard this term used, but they've called it air yarn. And I had a look online and read through all the description and stuff, and there wasn't really any sort of special technology, because M&S do come up with technologies. But air yarn is basically just a lightweight fabric, and they feel quite nice and lightweight. They also feel very, very soft, and I picked these up because I thought these were a really good alternative to a t-shirt when the weather starts to get cooler. So it's a really good sort of your autumn winter style basic. So when the t-shirts, cotton t-shirts and vests and that kind of stuff go out, this could be your sort of interim until we next come around to the spring summer seasons again, because they do have a little bit more added warmth with them being a piece of knitwear. But they are quite oversized, that's the one thing I will mention. I picked these up originally in a medium because I immediately go for a medium to upsize. You do not. I put the mediums down and swap them for smalls, and as you can see, even these have a little bit of room in there. So the sizing isn't done in dress size, it is done from extra small to extra large, so it might take a little bit of trying on to gauge which size you would need, but my advice is that they do fit a little bit on the large side. Okay, my next item is actually of a similar kind of style, and it is like a short sleeve knit, so essentially again another autumn winter, or definitely autumn transitional period piece, alternative to a t-shirt. It's really good autumn basic to have, and this is actually my first item from their autograph collection, and their autograph collection or autograph label range, whatever you want to call it, is their most premium. So it's often the one that comes with nicer fibres, better cuts, and a higher price tag, of course. So the fabric makeup of this particular item, and this is why it's reflected in the price, is 79% cotton, 11% cashmere, and then 10% silk. So they definitely have used nicer and more premium, more luxury fibres for this piece, and it doesn't actually feel as soft, which is strange because it has that cashmere in there and it is thinner, but it is more premium given that it has the cashmere and the silk in there and the cotton. Because one thing that they describe air yarn as is being breathable, but yet the fabric makeup of air yarn, with it being predominantly artificial fibres, would dictate otherwise, because artificial fibres aren't technically breathable. So how that sort of science, if you like, works, I don't know. This, however, 79% cotton, would be breathable because this is all natural fibres. Right, my next item is one of their sort of return pieces. This is something that they always bring out autumn-winter season after autumn-winter season, and it is the super soft Crewneck jumper. Now, these are the kind of thing, I have a lot of these, but in 100% cashmere or 100% merino wool from Uniqlo. They're just my kind of go-tos. But this is, again, it's very similar style. This is a more affordable alternative to those items if you don't have the budget for those. This is 100% acrylic, so not made from natural fibres, but it does come in 12 different colours, and there's a whole range of colours in there, from your core colours and neutrals, black and off-white, and then also there are some more pastel-y colours and some bolder colours as well if you'd like to inject a little bit of actual colour into your wardrobe. So there's a colour out there pretty much for everyone because there's 12 of them. So I wanted to feature that one because it is one of their sort of very classic pieces that they do bring out every year, and affordability wise it is very affordable, with it only being £17.50, and it is acrylic, so whilst that's a negative in some people's eyes, it will have a lot of durability in there. Right, next item is a knitted hoodie, and I've picked the sort of darker neutral colour with the white stripe, but it does come in some solid colours as well. And this is another term that M&S have created, and it's called cloud yarn. I have no idea what that means, but I think it's just light and fluffy, and it is very light and fluffy, although the fabric makeup is again more artificial fibres. It's 57% polyester, 34% acrylic, and then 9% elastane, I think. I might have got that wrong, but I know it is predominantly polyester and acrylic. But it does feel nice and soft, so not everything has to be made from cashmere. And again, I go back to that point of, if you do have cashmere and wool and all of those slightly more premium fabrics, of course they come with a higher price tag, and you do have to have the time to be able to maintain them, to wash them properly. You need to buy a special detergent, you should be either hand washing them, or you need a machine that has a specific wash cycle on there. So it does take a lot more time and effort to own those pieces which are made from cashmere and wool, silk, etc. So this might be something a little bit more practical. Again, it could be a really good school run jumper. It stood out to me because of course it is neutral and stripes, and I just thought it was kind of a nice jumper to pick up. It could also be one of those things, especially more so in the block colours, that you could layer underneath a coat and have the hood poking out when the weather starts to get cooler. And it's always nice to have a hood if you don't like to wear a hat, especially if you don't want to sort of really cram your hair under something like a beanie hat. Hood is a better option. So hoodies are always good to have to layer underneath your outerwear. Right, I spoke about this earlier when I was chatting about the cargo trousers. This is 100% cotton. It's not technically knitwear, it's a sweatshirt, but I didn't want to just have this in a category on its own, so I've put it in with knitwear. This is white and they are black stripes, but it does also come in a red stripe. That is the other colourway. And then of course all the trimmings are block white. I think this is just one of those really basic items. If you don't have a striped piece, striped t-shirt or something, this is just a warmer alternative. It is not fleecy backed because it is 100% cotton, and fleece sweatshirts and joggers and that kind of thing tend to not be 100% cotton. This is more of the loop back fabric, so it's not going to be super warm. This is not, I don't think, in my opinion, a winter jumper, winter sweatshirt by any means, but good for the transitional period and good if you like stripes. Right, next category, and this category is cashmere. Now this is a new addition to their cashmere collection this year, and it is more of like the slouchy cardigan. In previous autumn winter seasons, they have brought up more of a traditional sort of button-up cardigan that buttons all the way up to the top. This one is more in the style of like a lot of the cardigans that you see me wearing, made from cashmere, which has got that deeper V neckline and also these two little sort of front patchy pockets. Now, I do have, as I mentioned, a few cashmere cardigans which look very similar to this. This is what I will use when I'm pointing out a more affordable alternative. With it being cashmere, it is still a high price point, and as I've mentioned, you do need to be able to care for this kind of fibre. You need to be able to take the time to care, and make sure that you keep it in tip-top condition, because it's not a small amount of money to spend on one garment of clothing. But this comes in 4 different colours, including this one that I have here, and size-wise, it is sizing of extra small to extra large. I picked this up in a medium. I think I could have also got away with the small. Now, you've seen me talk about these before. This is the classic Crewneck autograph cashmere jumper. This season it is £89 and it does come in quite a few colours. There's currently 10 colours available online, but I would always keep your eyes peeled on this one because every season they tend to slightly change some of the colours or release some colours that perhaps might be trend orientated, or just add some additional colours to their already quite extensive collection. There's some bold brights in there, some lighter colours, and also then all of those core classics as well. Black, grey, neutrals, navy, ecru, you know, all of those really easy wearable colours. And as with all M&S cashmere, it is 100% cashmere, so there's nothing else blended in there. And yeah, I'd always give M&S cashmere a thumbs up. It's not always necessarily my favourite or my go-to because it is thinner, but I think it is a really good option. And then finally, within the cashmere collection, they have brought out a new colour this season in their Cashmere Jogger Set. So they are sold separately, hoodie and joggers, and this colour is called Olive, which is a really beautiful, it's a really nice colour for the autumn winter season, I think. And of course, because you're not going to be bringing out Cashmere Jogger Set in summer, but it's a really nice, beautiful, very autumnally wintry colour. And I love this set. It's often what I would wear whilst I'm just sat in the kitchen doing some work, especially when the weather is a bit chillier and we don't have the heating on throughout like the main hours of the day, just in the morning and in an evening. And it keeps me nice and toasty and warm. It's also a really good option for like long haul travel throughout autumn winter as well. Yes, a very good solid cashmere jogger set. And actually, in terms of price point, the only other high street brand that you can kind of compare in terms of that price point for a jogger, a like loungewear set made from 100% cashmere is H&M. And I think I've spoken about H&M cashmere. It can be very hit and miss. I've had a few jogger sets from H&M and they've got holes in very, very quickly because the cashmere can be quite thin. So if I was to recommend a brand for an affordable loungewear set cashmere, it would definitely be Marks and Sparks. Something to just bear in mind, especially when it comes to gifting season, if you have that kind of budget for a gift like this. And finally, footwear. Now, I've only got these to share with you guys with regards to autumn winter footwear, but probably by the time you guys watch this video, more will have dropped. But when I was filming this, there wasn't a lot. They hadn't really dropped any boots or like nice loafers or anything like that. A lot of the items were things which they'd already had. And granted, these are also one of the items which they had. I bought these back in spring, but in the black leather, and they have just released this navy suede. And let me tell you, as a former Chanel Ballet Pump owner, of which I had to sell those because they were so uncomfortable, these are the best ballet pumps that you will find, or in my opinion. Everyone's feet are different, obviously, but in my opinion, these are the best ballet pumps. And just to put that into context with regards to pricing, Chanel ballet pumps are upwards of £800. These are £39.50, and they are real suede. And the black leather ones that I have are real leather. Now, one thing that I really like about these and what really adds to the comfort factor is that they have this padded insole. It's called Fresh Feet, and it is basically an antibacterial foam. So of course, with a ballet pump, that tends to be the kind of shoe which I think for the most part you would wear without socks. Fair enough, you might sort of start to wear them with tights depending on the outfit, but I would normally be wearing them without socks. So having that antibacterial foam in there definitely reduces any odour coming from the shoes, but it's just, they're so padded. And I've had my black ones since early spring. I've worn them a lot, and the padding hasn't compressed at all. It still feels equally as spongy. I wore them in my most recent What I Wore in a Week video, and they're just so incredibly comfortable. And that is why I wanted to feature them, talk about them, rave about them, because if you are looking for a pair of ballet pumps, honestly, even if you are a luxury lover, you don't need to go to Chanel. These M&S ones are so incredibly comfortable. Now, there is another pair of ballet pumps that M&S sell, and they are not made from leather. I have tried those on. They are not comfortable. So don't get the two styles mixed up. These ones come in 3 colours, this navy suede, a nude colour but with black piping, which I'm not a fan of. I kind of wish they were all nude, and then black leather. And I have picked up these navy ones to add to my wardrobe because navy is such a good versatile colour. They just need to have a bit of suede protector on them first. Right, that is me done. I have worked my way through the rail. Hopefully Simon's been able to edit this down so it's not too long and waffly, but I don't know, sometimes I get a bit carried away, and I'm obviously very excited to get into the autumn season and to get talking about all things autumn. I just can't wait. I'm an autumn girl through and through, and I know that there are lots of you out there who are also of the same mindset. So let me know if you've got a favourite piece. I would love to know. And also please do let me know if you would like to see that M&S denim comparison, try on, opinion style video as well, because I'd really like to film that, and I think it would be quite useful for a lot of you as well. So that's it from me for now. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time.